Hey, what is up, fellow critics? Darnell here, back at it with another reaction for you guys. So today we're going to be checking out some more Farscape. We have season 1, episode 9. Pretty pumped for this episode. I heard it was really good. I heard season going to get crazy. Like the last episode, was definitely different. Kind of threw me for a loop. So yeah, I'm super pumped. So before we start, guys, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And if you want to see this full-length reaction, check us out on Patreon. All right, let's go ahead and start it up. What? Ouch. What the hell's this guy?
It is your reputation, Namtar, that led us here.
Yes, it certainly is an honor to meet such a learned scientist as yourself and to take part in his grand experiments.
Wait, they're letting him experiment on him?
You're looking for a DNA sample, right? Can't you just take a skin scraping?
For DNA. So I'm gonna have to stick a needle in your eye. Oh. What is it, like to see where you come from? Ancestry type thing?
A map that will allow you to make the journey and avoid any peacekeeper jurisdictions along the way.
Oh, wow. I'm feeling that music. It's like some space funk.
You know, you're no worse off than you were a couple of arms ago. So Namtar didn't have Earth on his data stores.
Oh, he didn't have Earth. Ooh.
You and the others are trying to get home avoiding peacekeeper territories.
Right? She's trying to stay away.
My home is peacekeeper territories. It's just that I can't ever go back there. Ever.
Kind of hits her a little differently.
Makes you think they're going to wait for Pilot to volunteer anything.
What do you think you're doing?
Please, I implore you, just listen.
No, go.
No! No! Yo, I can't believe they did that.
It will take me a short while to load the cartographs to all 3 of your homeworlds.
Wow.
Let us hope the pilot DNA shows better results.
Oh! What the hell is that?
How can you not be angry? Insanely angry.
He
When
better
one
be.
of my species is bonded to a Leviathan, we give our lives to the service of others.
Damn. Well, at least he can regenerate them. But that is still messed up.
How could you?
Exactly. Even
I was
Aaron.
defenseless.
Compassion from a peacekeeper.
For a comrade. You attacked one of your own. Would you do the same to the rest of us?
Of course.
Exactly. Oh, damn.
You'll never find your way home.
Wow.
But please do not deny ourselves our chance to find our own.
That's crazy when, like, Aaron is the one is like, yo, yeah, messed up. Like, when she's the one is like, yeah, have some compassion.
I was born a peacekeeper soldier.
Take
Always
her
been one among
to
many.
Earth. Just don't go
Member
into
of a
the...
division, a platoon.
Stay away from the southern states. That's all.
I'll take you with me.
Oh,
Me
see?
on a planet full of billions of you.
And she's like, yeah, I don't know about that one.
There is no need for them to keep my seat vacant at the Cycles Festival.
If you reach there this cycle, it's to be made about our course.
They're gonna fight onto who they go into first.
Still not right!
Oh,
What?
Namtar, your anger.
what a voice. Oh, that did not match. Oh boy, that body and that voice.
I know that there are other Sebastian colonies beyond the known. I want you to find me one. I can
Fit in?
Yeah. Is he about to put something in there? Oh, he did. Oh, that's so messed up.
I go home first.
Cargo and I have already spoken. Whoever's home is the closest, that is where we will travel
That's
to.
what I said.
Blue-ass bitch.
What did you call me?
Oh,
A blue-ass bitch.
What?
We can access one of the maps, but
Access
Only if we
only
destroy the other
one
two.
map. He ran.
What the Hasmana do you think you are doing?
Jeez, he's looking at me. Yeah, crazy.
He's sweating? This isn't a Sebastian hate thing, is it?
This is not a Sebastian thing.
Just your usual PMS, peacekeeper military.
Frill you.
Side with me against Zan to return to my homeworld first.
Oh.
You'll be very forgetful if you're dead to me the instant you are safely amongst your own.
Really would.
Accent trait.
Yeah, they're fighting. Oh, grown scales.
What have you done to me?
I have temporarily turned my nerve receptors from pain to pleasure.
What have you done to me?
Please push harder.
The ship's power generator, the hydraulic fluids. You hear all that? Not so much hear it as sense it. But how?
Oh. Woo. Oh. Oh, I didn't know it was that bad. Oh.
this can be a very remarkable journey for you.
Journey.
The crystal.
Ah, he broke it.
Coronata, isn't it?
You must let me pass.
Oh. He coming. So he does have some kind of telekinesis.
Aaron, no! You may be the only one who can help you.
Oh well. Oh wow. Oh, oh.
Impressive weapon you've got there.
Wait, how's he? Oh, that's how. What the heck is this dude? He was like, all right, come on. Come on now. Come along. Shooting me does nothing. Come along.
Rigel.
Is he even in there? Oh, Rigel gone. Oh, he locked him in. Wow.
You were offering, I'm afraid.
He did them dirty.
He wants to isolate your pilot's multitasking capability through Aaron. He'll do anything to get it.
Oh, he wants the multitasking.
Take traits of other species on himself.
Oh, that's what it is.
He was a test subject. He was one of my laboratory creatures.
Really?
You are being given a gift. You are experiencing a level of intellectual processing few.
Oh, I want to see what she's gonna look like. Oh man. Oh man, she's almost ready to go.
This is Coronata. She's here to help Aaron.
You're magnificent.
You're not.
Namtar wanted to make certain you couldn't leave even if you wanted to. If you try to import the maps into the ship's data store, it'll erase everything that's in there.
Oh, not good. Oh. Man, they're about to flip out. Watch.
What have you done?
It would have destroyed all of Moya's data. It was never meant to work.
They don't even know what's going on. Y'all worrying about that damn map. It didn't work. Now how y'all feel? Oh, wow. Holy crap.
John.
Wow. She looks completely different.
To him, anyone was fair game as the subject of his experiment.
This Mengele sounds like a visionary.
He was a monster.
Oh, got him. Oh, he's melting. Oh man, he looks crazy. It reminds me of the rat, the head witch rat from the witches. Jeez.
No,
In the eye.
for her, it must be the eye.
Yeah. Oh. Ah! Ah! Oh. Look at it, yo! I'm gonna tell you, they're top notch with the freaking makeup and like the costumes and the creatures. There's just It's so good looking.
I've always thought of myself in terms of survival. Life and death. What Namtar did to me, it was me, inside.
You would have fit in on Earth just fine.
Wonder if they have like the same like structure inside.
If I was faced with the same choice again, I would do exactly the same.
I have no doubt whatsoever.
It is not a weapon.
Oh, that's awesome. That's his way of saying, my bad for cutting off one of your arms. All right, that was the episode. Pretty good episode. It pretty much starts off like really crazy with we see that this freaking needle getting stuck in the eye of John. Like, what the hell's going on? And I'm gonna find out this guy is a scientist and he's getting all their DNA except for Aaron. Aaron was like, nah, he ain't get mine. But I'm like, what are they doing with it? Why did they need DNA for? And it's supposed to be like I was thinking, like almost like an ancestry where you can grab the DNA and then you can look up like where your race is and where your home world is, and then they can map, chart a map to that area so you can get home. So obviously they're they're trying to get home, all of them, and that'd be awesome for them to get home. So they're like super pumped. We see that the map pops up, and then we see Zan. She can see her home planet pops up on the map, and she's like, oh, can't wait to go home. And yeah, so it's very crazy like that. I'm like, oh man, like this could be it. This is, they're at least be able to get to their planet, but we come to find out that John, they did not find Earth, which is kind of crazy, very crazy. So that means like there's no other human out there, like, and they haven't, like, there's no humans out there where they got DNA from a human. Also that they, like, I guess, the alien races out there have not been to the Milky Way either. So it's like, it's crazy. It's very vast. So it's obviously a possibility that no one actually got to the Milky Way yet. So they're talking to the dude and he's like, all right, I'll, give you these, maps to your place, but I'm going to need something. And what he wanted was kind of crazy. So he wanted DNA from Pilot. I'm like, okay, no problem. We can try to work that out. But they're like, we want a little bit more than that, though. They wanted Pilot's arm, one of his tentacles. And I'm like, and they're like, okay. I'm like, wait, what? Why are they okay with that? And it's just wild. Like, that's your, you gotten us together and yet would do that. So we see freaking, of all people, Zan, she was right there holding them down. And then we see Dargo grab his sword, ends up cutting one of his arms off. Like, oh, that's so messed up. This whole episode, they're, ooh, man. So they end up, cutting his arm off, taking it to the dude. The dude gives him the crystal that has all three, mapped, to Dargo, Rigel, and Zan. And so it's upset. It's crazy. See, John's pissed off at them. John's pissed off at Pilot as well, because Pilot is like, I guess his race is like very forgiving, like, and he's not upset. Like they're saying, like, Pilot, his race is all about trying to get to space and, like, being on Moya and all that stuff, being on the Leviathan, getting to space, getting information, like just learning about all the different worlds out there. I guess pretty much that's really what their race is, what they want. They want as much information as possible and about space and all that. So he is like okay with it, I guess. He's not against it. I mean, he is against it, but he's not like, he's, it's whatever, it's sacrifice, I guess. And then of all people, we see Aaron. Aaron is pissed off at Zan and Dargo for what they did. And, they were like, oh, well, if this was you, you would do the same thing. She was like, no, that's like it's a comrade. You would, so that means you would, you would do it to us as well. And they were like, yeah. Did you get home? Yeah. I was like, damn, that's crazy when Aaron is like the one that's, you know, taking that stance, and they're opposite. It's just very crazy. So it comes to find out that with the crystal with the maps on it, all three of them can't be read. Only one, because it's just, I guess it's not enough, like it's too much memory or whatever. So only one map will be able to get read, and the other two maps will be destroyed, and that's a problem. So we see this, you know, thing between Dargo, Zan, and Rigel, and you know, it's crazy. We see freaking they're upset at, you know, trying to figure out, well, you know, we're gonna go to my planet, you know, and then they're also even before that, they're arguing whose planet to go to first. You know, they couldn't even do that part. But then we see Rigel, he ends up taking the crystal and running away. You know, him and Dargo gets into it. Dargo ends up locking him up. He ends up hiding the actual crystal. So we see that, and we see, you know, he's trying to make a deal with Dargo. You know, him and Rigel, Dargo's trying to make a deal with him, saying like, hey, you know, we can go to your planet. Well, let's go to my planet first, and then I can get all my people, and we'll help you get your planet. You know, take back your throne and all this stuff. And he's like, yeah, right. Because once we get to your planet, you're gonna completely forget about me. And he was pissed. Even Zan, we see Zan trying to, you know, seduce him and all that stuff, and it just wouldn't work. It didn't work. And then we see them there. They actually go to him, and they're like, okay, you know, we'll let you go to yours and stuff like that. And they go in, and they see that Rigel ends up like hiding. He had like this covers over his body, and it wasn't him. He actually snuck out and ended up locking them inside. So it's kind of funny. So we see Erin. She's really upset, and they're talking about, you know, what happened with you know, them, all that fighting and all that stuff. And you know, John's saying like, oh, you know, she's saying, yeah, she was pretty much saying she didn't have a home to go to because obviously you know, they won't accept her, you know. So John was telling her like, hey, you know, if I ever find my home, you can come with me. And she was like, go to a planet with millions of you. She's like, yeah, I'm all right. You know. But we see her, she goes to the scientist guy, and she tells him like, hey, obviously I can't go home, but you know, I heard that there's more Sebastians out there in different places, you know, so maybe we can find them and have a place to go home to. So okay, so he's like, all right, cool, yeah, I got you. You see him, he has his little henchman looking all swollen and stuff. And so he was like, all right, I got you. Yeah, he grabs the needle, puts in her eye, but then ends up injecting her with purple stuff. And right before that, we seen that he had like some crazy creature that he was working on. So obviously he's using DNA to make, you know, creatures. So we see that blue stuff going on in her eye, and she leaves. She's like, oh yeah, that's it. And he's like, yep, that's it. You know, we'll come back and I'll hook you up with a, you know, a map and all that stuff. But we see her, she's just, you know, really sick looking. She can like, her senses are crazy. She can hear better, like hearing just crazy stuff. And then it comes on and we find out exactly what he put in her. And he put freaking Pilot's DNA into her. So now she's slowly turning into whatever race Pilot is. I don't even know what race it is. So she, you know, she's slowly turning into Pilot's race. So she ends up going to Pilot and talking to him, showing Pilot like, hey, look, I'm growing scales. I'm, you know, like you. And Pilot's like, oh crap, you know. John pops up with like, John goes like, oh man, we need to go back to the dude. So, you know, he can fix you. And then she was like, no, look. And she showed John, hey, I'm growing tentacles pretty much. And so they ended up actually going back to the planet and confronting the guy. And he was like, "Oh, look at you! You're at the end of phase 1. You could, you're looking nice. You're developing pretty good." And then we see Aaron pulls out a gun, ends up shooting a dude, and this dude looks pretty crazy. He's got on like stilts. Like the costume's awesome. Like they do such a good job with the costumes and the makeup and stuff. But ends up shooting the dude, and like his stomach is completely open. And then all of a sudden it just grows back, and he's like, "All right, come on, you can't kill me. Let's go." So she goes with him, and like you can see she's slowly turning. She has a full tentacle. Like she is really bad. She can hear like crazy. She got all the multitasking, all the things that Pilot can do. She has starting to have that. So John actually runs into that creature looking lady. Comes to find out she was actually like, she's a scientist, and went there to work on like the mind and stuff like that. And come to find out this guy, the scientist, who wasn't really a scientist. He was like pretty much a lab rat. He was the creature that they were working on. And they gave him intelligence first, and then what he ended up doing was he ended up putting all the DNA of all these different races into him and making him to like this super race, having all the best, attributes for all these different races, all the abilities, so, she was telling John all this stuff, and, saying, John's like, "Yo, we gotta do something. We gotta stop him." And that's what they did. They thought of a plan. So John ends up going and seeing the guy, and then he goes to see Aaron, and Aaron looks crazy. She comes out and she looks wild. The costume is crazy looking. Like she got the tentacles, and she don't even look like her. She looks crazy. And like he's saying like, "Wow, this is what you shouldn't be doing this, because knowing who you are, you don't want the stuff that happened to you doing to other people." And he was like, "Oh, my backstory." And he was like, "Yeah." And then all John was doing was just, pretty much just getting him talking, while the lady would, pretty much put the mixture, whatever they made, into the syringe, and ended up stabbing him. We see John grab his arms, and she stabs him, and he pretty much goes back into his little creature form. He looked crazy. Like I said, he looked like the little rat from the witches. I think you take that and mix it with like a rabbit, you get that. Or maybe the muskrat from the Muppets? Was it Muskrat? That was the name of it. Kind of looked like that. But yeah, it's funny. So we see that goes back to its original form. She puts it in the cage, and then she ends up giving John another one, and John was about to stick her with it, and she was like, "Nope, you got to do it in the eye." So we see John puts it in her eye, and he's like, "Holy crap, is she about to die?" And she was like, "Nope, you about to save her life." So pretty good. We see Aaron, come back to normal, which is, I'm sure it hurt. So right after saving Aaron, she's talking about the crystal, like, "Oh, the crystal you got won't work anyway. You put it in, when you put it in Moya, it's going to end up, erasing Moya." So John had to go and slap the damn crystal out of freaking Rigel's hand, because if they would have used it, it would have just destroyed Moya. So he ends up telling all of them, and once it breaks, you can see all the map shows up, and then it falls and dies. And like they're all super upset, but he ends up telling them like, "Hey, if you would have used that, you would have pretty much killed Moya." And now they're looking like, "Oh, I'm sad." Like you can tell they're like, "Oh man, we messed up." But yeah, it's crazy that we see like I mean, obviously they're criminals, so obviously they did something. You know, we see Zan, she definitely did have a bad side. You know, we've seen that side of her. And then obviously Dargo, he did something crazy and then he don't really want to tell people. But so, I mean, obviously they do have that side of them. And it's just crazy. It's seen it come out when there was a chance to go home. So it's kind of crazy. Then we see Dargo, he ends up going to Pilot and, you know, talking and pretty much still saying, hey, no matter what, I would still do the same thing again, which is like kind of crazy. But obviously he's still like, I guess he couldn't really say he was sorry, but he ended up bringing like this flute thing, not flute, like a little guitar thing he made and ended up playing it for him. So it's kind of his way of saying, hey, my bad, I'm sorry for cutting your arm off. So yeah, that was the episode. Really good one. Really good episode. Like I said, it's definitely getting good, and these costumes are awesome. Really enjoying the costumes. That's one thing that definitely holds it over any other show. These costumes, the makeup, all that stuff looks good. So yeah, guys, really good one. Let me know if I missed something or didn't understand. Let me know in the comments below, but really good one. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you want to see his full-length reaction, check us out on Patreon. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.